Hello everyone. Before we begin, I'd just like to say I'm not going to be covering any more on the Russian war on the Ukraine. It's pretty obvious to me you don't get to target hospitals twice, and since that kind of triggers me, and I'm sure others, I'm just not going to be covering it. If it has not been made perfectly clear, fuck you, Putin. Secondly, you can turn this video off now, Toothless. This one isn't for you and will likely just confuse you. Okay, so I was chatting in an atheist group I'm in about the historicity of Jesus. For me, personally, I'm of the line of thinking Jesus is pure myth. Many elements of his story are borrowed from other mythologies and cobbled together with Jewish sources, such as angelology, which has appeared in the earliest stages of Jewish history. This is not to be confused with the system maintained by the Catholic Church. Anyway, this makes me a mythicist. I simply don't believe in a historical Jesus figure. But a first-century faith-healing rabbi certainly isn't out of the realm of possibilities. So G-Dog, and I'm calling them G-Dog because their name started with a G, and they had a picture of a dog as their profile. G-Dog drops me a video link, and it's titled Caesar's Messiah, the Roman Conspiracy to Invent Jesus. Now, I know I made a face because it's Atwill's work. And Atwill has not met his burden of proof in my unlearned, not so humble opinion. They also shared a link to Zeitgeist, and I wanted to screen. I will probably be making another video on why Jesus isn't Horus in the future, because I've had to address that more than one time in the past 4 days, and it's a little aggravating, but that's for the future. Anyway, moving on. After the conversation with G-Dog and speaking with my cousin Ed, I decided to present why I don't think Atwill's hypothesis holds up. I'm going to try to stick to using just the epistles and gospels found within the New Testament in order to make it as easy to verify as possible. I will not be covering why I believe Atwill is unfamiliar with the Greek language, which is a big red flag when you're trying to show a matching account of the New Testament. I will, however, give evidence as to how the canonical Gospels and letters were chosen for the New Testament, which sort of refutes Atwill's claim of an organized conspiracy against the Jewish people that's also supposed to be some kind of joke upon them. These videos will be broken down into pieces, as it's a lot of information to be covered. Just discussing a little light overview with Ed made me realize how much needed to be discussed in order to get a basic understanding as to the origins of Atwill's argument, and why I believe it just doesn't hold water. This is in no way to be Atwill is just clearly full of poo type video, and really shouldn't be viewed as such. Atwill has constructed his conspiracy theory very carefully so as to make it non-falsifiable. He used a Bible code-esque technique in order to cherry-pick his sources of Josephus and the Pisonian conspiracy. Pisonian? I think it's Pisonian. Yeah. Pisonian conspiracy. Not the one you're thinking of, not the plot to assassinate Nero, but a pseudo-historical conspiracy theory. Now, having said all that, I'd like to thank Ed for offering to edit this video together. He will have full creative control in that department. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this next series as we will be discussing Atwill's theory.